Kirk and Witt, reminder, it's 3, 2, 1, fight. Don't go early.
Come on, Kirk.
All right. 3, 2, 1, fight.
Oh, jeez. What the
Welcome back to The Reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hi, buddy.
We just finished watching episode 6, Surviving Barstool, season 4. Make sure you like and subscribe here, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all at The Reality, guys. All of your reality TV coverage. Brian, I love the challenge on this one, right? It was as simple as you can get it. Gladiator platform challenge. I love the game because they didn't try to find any way to actually make it really more fair for the other team that was obviously not as physically demanding, but it was a very close competition. It only went, I think it was a 2-point difference there in the end, like a 7-5 win. But more so, like you were saying pre-show, Brian, it may be less about the result of who won the challenge this week. You know, that was the Gilly tribe, but more about maybe the hurt feelings and maybe some friendships and relationships may not be the same after this.
Just said fight. What the What the fight? What the they fight? Yeah, I mean, it looked like some people did like kind of pass it up in the end, but I do think that some of those lines are still going to be there in a few weeks, like a few episodes, which is good. I think it could build like future drama down the season.
I want everyone who's watching and maybe aren't stoolies to think maybe you think Kirk was full of it and he wasn't actually willing to try to fight Ryan Whitney, a hockey player.
You doesn't hate you. You want to get hit for real? You want to get hit for real? You want to get hit for real? Oh, what are you doing?
No, that dude's crazy. He's literally out of his mind. He would have gotten. I don't think Whitney. I know Whitney was getting perturbed by him and he was getting to the point where he was kind of stepping out. But I really do think Whitney would have had a hard time beating up Kirk unless Kirk took a shot at him. And then maybe he gets what's coming to him. But like, I don't think Whitney would ever actually try to engage in an actual physical fight with the dude who's got to have Whitney's got to have 100 pounds on him.
Yeah, and I will say this is probably the one challenge that in the old days, Survivor, you had to it was a huge platform. Like you had to push somebody off into the mud. So like that's the only I would have liked to see that, but I think that could have actually been like we would have gotten in fights. Like people would have like fist fought each other at the end. But I think it was tough. I do think like that the circle was still a little tiny. Like if you could just
you did need a little bit. If they gave him like another, say, like 6 inches on each side, then people could have really had a full base, right? Yeah. And then you're using your hips and everything.
Yeah.
How it was very like torso heavy.
It's
and
a tiny circle. Yeah, I agree with you. A little bit wider.
This was one for the athletes, right? I mean, you know, obviously it was funny that Witt kept going early, but like you had Biz like literally like I mean, Francis might have died. Francis was not in good shape there. And again, this is why this show is funny, though, is because no real show would have let someone who has concussion problems probably even do this challenge, right? It would have just been a non-starter. He would have sat. They wouldn't even have explained why, but like this dude is not doing this. And you let him go up against literally maybe the strongest dude on the show.
And I think even more like, how did they let them do it without the helmets? That's to me is like, Jeff would never.
Well, because the things are padded, Brian.
If you're still knocking somebody like that one slow-mo Big Cat.
I'm being sarcastic. It's like hitting someone with like a gym mat. It's solid. Like it might not be concrete, but it's close.
Yeah, it definitely still hurts. But I'm Tom. We got to rate Tom. What do you think of Tommy Smoke's reffing ability? It's been pretty subpar, I think. Like
Tommy is a deer in the headlights in this situation. I think he thought he was going to be able to come and do this, and it was supposed to just be like a fun character shtick thing. And that he is not ready for the intensity that these people have brought. There are a lot of just dudes on this season, and they're like, but yeah, man, this is what would happen. Like this is what happens with like us, right? Our friends. If we're playing like a game or we're doing something, you're gonna scream at the top of your lungs. You're gonna not be like chill about it. It doesn't mean you hate each other, but like it's not gonna be this civil thing. And yeah, I think Tommy should just come back in season 5 as a contestant.
Yeah, I think you should too. They got it. I think he needs to be there. Like he's one. You can't have him as ref. Like you need somebody that everybody respects. It doesn't sound like anybody respects him. So you need the ref to be like like they're gonna call. they have no stake in the game. Like they're
Well,
respectable.
dude, that's why they need to get like, I mean, they literally have like guys like John Gruden working for them now, right? Like you could get like an ex ref or something, right? Like
That'd
a
be really
famous
funny, John
get
Gruden.
like get what was the NBA betting one? Donnelly. Get Donnelly in
Oh, Tim Donaghy.
to Donaghy. Like that would be funny, right? Like get like
That
some known ref, even if it was like a
would be
bad
really cool. Actually, I actually like that idea.
like something like that would be funny as shit.
Dude, speaking of, I mean, I think John Gruden probably wasn't. He wasn't signed when this show was.
No, not yet. He would
That
do it
would
though.
be he. Like, see, those are the names that I would really would
Bro,
like
he
to
would
see.
do it 1,000%. He's so like Mr. Company Man with them. But like the only thing I'm worried about is like the NFL's kind of got him blackballed, so I don't think he's gonna get some coaching gig, right? But like I would hate for him. He's really funny. Like I like
Those
watching his
videos make me laugh. I mean, because they're
I
just so
love
nuts.
watching his
So,
stuff.
and
So like I
it's
don't want to
funny.
lose him from the content world. I need him on a season of Survivor. Like how funny would that be?
Yeah, like replace him with Mitzi. Like I remember, I don't know any of these people at all. So like I'm just thinking of like character. Like I could lose him in an instant. He didn't really bring anything to the table for me.
Like you said, Frank the Tank. We could
Yeah,
definitely throw in there.
yeah, bring these people that I see on Instagram all the time. That's what it should be. Your all stars.
We had the Mincy tribe. Obviously, there is a lot. There's the pizza four, right? And we've always kind of talked about like who is the four in the pizza four. Uh, and we talked about him earlier, man. Clemmer didn't see it coming. Clemmer again. I started laughing because Clemmer's like talking about jury management and stuff like that. Like when they were talking about deliberating, and then Rhea immediately leaves the room with Rowan, and she's like, "Yeah, by the way, we're gonna vote Clemmer out." Like
Yeah, you can't be doing juryman is like we just watched it on this week's Survivor. You can't be talking jury management until you're in the final, literally in the final.
two things you don't do until you're in the final, right? Like you said, one, you don't talk about jury management, and two, you don't go around saying you're gonna win
Yeah,
because
definitely.
like that's what's happening on Survivor. And like I said in my review, it's like you now Rachel has to win this immunity
Yeah.
challenge or she's going. There's no shot that she's not doing fine, right? Like you've now these other three are like, oh, I hate you, right? And so again, she girl probably is gonna be able to build fire. She'd do everything else. But that being said, I mean, Clever was going to be a decent player, right? He was going to be able to ride in the middle. He, frankly, again, would be somebody if he got to a final, people would probably vote for him because it's just like one of the schmucks and the
Yeah.
schmoes, right? So I do love that, like the big players and the rich guys don't give a shit, and they're just like voting out the
I
normies.
love, dude. I think it makes the show good. I
They're just
do.
voting out the normies, like
I
tough
love it. I love it.
is what it is. Uh, I'm looking forward to it, Brian. It's we have now two members of the jury. We are now down to what was it, 15 players.
Mhm.
15 players remain. So it looks like we'll probably have another single elimination tomorrow. So we'll have a nice idea of a three-member of the jury. And then we do get three more episodes next week before the little Christmas New Year's break. I think it's about like a week and a half break, and then we will be back.
Mhm.
If you're into Surviving Barstool, you're probably a Survivor fan. We did do a review last night of part one of the two-part finale for Survivor 47. We will be back next week for that finale. We'll probably get that review out that night. We do have the Traders coming back, both UK and USA in January. Plenty of other things, and obviously Survivor 48 starts in February. So no rest for the Survivor fans. Check out our TikTok, like I mentioned earlier as well. We do things like reality TV news, 60-second reviews of episodes, clips of some of our favorite shows. We'd love for you to join there. Different content than here on YouTube. But until tomorrow night, until next week,
Tuesday.
until Tuesday, for myself and Brian, thank you so much for watching. Peace.